Have you ever seen the commercial? They don't play it anymore, but it's how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And the owl is like, one, two, three. Well, that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. Is how many leads does it take to get a motivated seller on the hook where you can go out and get a contract on a property? How many does it take? I mean, is it one? Is it two? What kind of numbers can you expect from your marketing efforts? At what point should you be frustrated or not frustrated, or say, hey, this ain't working, I need to change my strategy? Well, before I started using Zoho CRM, and that's on PropertyMob.com website. Check it out. If you haven't seen Zoho CRM, you got to see it. I mean, it's a way to keep your life and your leads and your transactions organized, okay? Before Zoho, I had shit written everywhere, all over pieces of paper, in files, in books, in my purse, on my hand, on napkins. Leads were just everywhere, and I didn't have a very good system of keeping track for them. Now, granted, I did, was able to close deals and make checks, but I'm sure that several motivated sellers, very good ones, fell through the cracks, right? Because I had no way of keeping track of them. And paper is just, it just sucks. Paper is olden dinosaur ages. Nothing's on paper anymore. If you're still using paper, you're old, okay? You're just old. You need to get with the times. So Zoho CRM came along, and I started using it. I started customizing it for wholesaling business specifically, and realized that, wow, I needed this the whole time. I mean, granted, the internet and computer and things weren't as dominant as they are now when I started in 1998. But nevertheless, it's here now, and it has saved my life. It keeps everything I do in this business in one spot, including keeping track of my marketing campaigns and the conversions that I get from the campaigns, how much I spend, how much the leads, every time the phone rings, I know how much that lead is worth, because I have records of all this data, and I love data. Data is awesome to me. So, back to the question, how many leads does it take to get to a motivated seller and to get to a place where you think a deal is about to happen? My number, are you ready for the number? The number is 20. On average, it takes about 20 leads to call in and give you their information before you land a deal. That could just be me. Maybe I suck. Maybe the numbers are more like 5. Maybe there's 6. Maybe every time the phone rings, you get a deal. But for me, it takes 20 times for the phone to ring. Whether they hang up, whether it's a missed call, they didn't leave a message, whether they're not motivated at all, whether they cuss me out because I mailed them a letter, doesn't matter. 20 times, 20 sellers, and in those 20 people, I'm going to get a deal out of that. So, just some numbers you can live by. You can kind of gauge off your business. If you want to do 3 deals a month, you need to get 60 sellers calling, right? You need to get 60 phone calls. Unless your conversion rate is better than 20, 1 out of 20. So the more leads that you get calling in, the more conversions you'll make, the more money you'll make, the more checks you'll get, the more fun you'll have in life, the more you'll love this business, the more you'll become badass. So there you go. Keep track of your leads, people. Put them in a CRM. Even if it isn't Zoho, put them somewhere. You need to know your numbers. And they don't need to be fuzzy numbers. Leave that for negotiating. Okay? Catch y'all later. Oh, if you have any questions about wholesaling, you can go to the website, PropertyMob.com, which the makers of Badass Investors, and click on Ask a Question. Okay? Keep pushing forward, doing what you're doing, making money, flipping in houses, See y'all later.